The man them a play domino naked. Welcome back to the channel. I thank God for every subscriber, for every like, for every watch, for every share. We just have a big up because I'm jumping on the thing and it new, but everyone just make this be their space and I appreciate it. Pure love. As a Jamaican, where smoking is concerned, all my life I've seen Jamaicans smoke weed. Not all Jamaicans, because I have never smoked anything. And there are many Jamaicans who have never smoked anything. But what I realized is that I couldn't grasp the concept of weed being a drug. Even some years ago, before I came to America, it was deemed a drug in Jamaica and thus illegal. It never carried no weight because this is the people of the culture who grew up and see weed being used just like a cigarette. You know, people just go buy them weed and smoke it in public, in the presence of their friends, in the presence of kids. It was acceptable to our being. You know, it was not viewed as a drug. So when you just come and you just say it's illegal and it's a drug and them can lock your feet and all them thing there, it was never taken seriously, you know, until I guess year in year out they started building the pressure, and I imagine it was from other sources that this pressure was stemmed. However, our government system complied, I guess, and the man was smoking weed on the corner. If him see the cops are come, him have to go kind of hide it or something, you know. And for the most part, I don't think police kind of just jumped on people just because they were smoking a spliff, you know, which is a joint. You have to remember, even the people who make up the police force are Jamaicans. They're from the culture. So when you say something in word, it takes a while for it to digest and to become a part of your being. It takes a while for you to grasp it and to believe it and to think of it as such. So a little man pan the corner smoking spliff, not unless the cop really want to just pick on him or mess with him. Like for instance, I remember a friend of ours, he was standing at the corner, right? It was one night and he was smoking a joint. And I think it was pretty close to the end of it. And a rat patrol, you know what we call rat patrol in Jamaica. It's a little jeep with I think probably maximum 3 police and 1 soldier. So they'll be tramposing the neighborhood sometimes. And the rat patrol came upon him and pulled up. This is what the cop said to him: eat that. And so him chew it up. Him put in their mouth and chew it up. Because he knows that technically they could take him to jail for it. And you know what the man them say? The man them laugh and say, this is the police them laugh and say, oh, yeah, dragon, yeah, eat fire. And them just leave. Just mess with him and gone. So you get the sense that even the people who make up the police force, it took a while for them to really grasp this concept of marijuana, weed, ganja, sensimilla, whatever the names are, is an illegal thing and then a drug, you know? Because even them, I guess, them born and grow and see people, family members, friends, just, you know, smoking weed like it's nothing. So hence them not probably taking it as serious as the law said they should. Another part of the issue is that weed, like many herbs in Jamaica, in a lot of instances, there are people who use the weed plant, the herb, the weed, to make tea. I've heard of a lady, she told me she cook it in callaloo, that's in her greens. They use it in different ways, but primarily I guess to make tea, because it has its medicinal purposes as well. If you check it out, they were using it to create some glaucoma medicine. I think that was it, somewhere in Jamaica there. But apart from that, because people of the culture used it as a herb to make tea and whatever, when you come and say it is a drug, it not sink in. It not sink in to the regular man who might have used it. I remember friends of mine who were telling me that back in the day in the country, because they're from the country, right? And they said their dad used to use the herb to make tea, but he would boil the herb in cow's milk, because he had cows. He would milk cows, and fresh cow's milk, he would boil that and have the herb in it boiling as well, and that is how he made his tea, and he would sweeten it, right? One day their mom sent them as young kids to their dad in the bush, because he was out farming or whatever he was doing in the woods, to get wood or something. They went out there, they didn't see their dad, they saw the tea, and these are young kids, right? Small kids. And they drank the tea. They drank the tea because it tasted good, it's milk, it's sweet. They just drank the tea. Of course, I was told that the mom didn't get the wood, right? One child was found up under some bushes out in the woods there. Another child ran all the way home, went under the bed. Oh, them are gonna kill me, I come. Paranoid. That's the potency of herb, right? So don't ramp with it. Another time, that this same family, these two young ladies, I remember, friends of mine, and they were telling me that in that same family, the grandmother called them in one day. She's lying in her bed, and she calls them in, it's all the grandkids around her bed, and she started to touch her finger to her tongue, and she was making a cross on each of their foreheads, So they said they started to cry because they're saying, Lord have mercy, she's dying. Come to find out, Granny drink the wheat tea. Paro in our marrow. Look, young people or grown folks, if your system can't manage it, don't mess with it. My big woman friend, older woman to me, as a matter of fact, it's my friend's mom. And I remember it was a Monday, and I went over to where she lived, right? And she was standing out in the yard, but her eyes look red. And I said, what happened? How come your eyes look so red? And she said, oh, my eye looks so red now. If I ever tell you what happened to me. Somebody said, what happened? She said, the day before, a friend of hers, another grown man, gave her a handful of dry weed. Now say, when bush is dried, it shrinks. So you can mistakenly think you're just using a small amount when it's a large amount you're using, because it's now kind of condensed, it's shrinked. So anyway, he gave her some. He knows she doesn't smoke, but he gave her some to make tea, because a lot of older folks, especially if they're from the country, they use a little bit of weed to make tea. All right. So I'm pretty sure this was not the first time that she had the tea. So, however, she got this dry herb now, my dear. She got her little ganja, and she go home and she make a pot of tea. Right? She makes some tea, did not sweeten it, drank a cup full of it, and went to take a shower. Now, her husband and her sister were in the house with her. So when she was coming out of the bathroom now, She said by the time she's crossing the hallway, she felt like something in her system went wooga wooga, she said. So she stopped. Then she heard a voice said, "You know, see you sick? You know, see you sick?" So she turned to her husband and called his name and said, like she would say, "John, you know, see me sick? You know, take me go to the doctor." So by this time now, both the husband and her sister realized what was happening to her, because they knew that she had made some tea and drank it shortly before. So they walked over to her now and they were trying to have her lie down on the bed. She said a voice said, "Don't lie down. Don't lie down. If you lie down, you're go dead." Look here, though. Pure drama. Paranoid. Them have to mix some sweet sugar and water. In Jamaica, we say sweet sugar and water, because somehow Jamaicans take sweet sugar and water as an antidote for things. Or, I don't know. But give him some sweet sugar and water. I'm drop and lick him head, give him some sweet sugar and water. Hence, they mix some sweet sugar and water now and give her some. And make she drink it. And gradually, as she calm down till she go sleep. Understand me? And that wasn't the first time she had the tea, but I imagine she mistakenly put too much because it was now dried and shrunken. So she put it in the water and boil her tea and drink it, or she would normally drink it once in a while. But apparently them think they ever take a few little leaf and draw them. When we say draw in Jamaica, we mean steep. You know, boil the water and put them and cover it and let it steep. In Jamaica, we say you draw the tea. So it was too potent, too strong. And that was what happened to her. So she totally had an experience. That's why she was looking at me funny, like how my eye read. So now, if I ever tell you, yeah man, drama. Look here. So don't underestimate this thing. My husband tell me, say, him grandmother tell him, say, when you say others are jump on 2 foot, you jump on half. I don't know how you jump on half foot. Right? That means don't follow what other people are doing. It might not work out for you. Right? And like I said, some people may have even had it before, but then misjudge the amount that they're boiling or the potency and all of that. So can you imagine one day shortly after that, I stepped in our apartment only to the smell of weed tea boiling on the stove. When I look on the stove, I said, "Look a pot with the weed tea boil." I said, "Paul, where do?" He said, "So give me a little bit of weed so I make some tea." Because you know, tea to Jamaicans is like healing. Right? We love warm beverages and we believe in our herbal teas. Right? So the man innocently make some tea. But you know, after I heard my friend's mother's story, and Paul is a man full of muscle, you know. You can't manage him. So Mr. Paul, you hear me? I better dash for that tea there, you know. Serious mistake. And him throw it away. Because can you imagine if him drink that tea there and start going? What me go do? How me go manage him? No, sir. Me cut that right there. That's what the tea, Papa. Me no want no drama because me cannot manage you. Me hear a whole lot of stories about weed. Me hear a whole lot of stories about people where eat edibles and drink weed tea. Yeah. Them head come like it lick, get paranoid, and do weird things. So don't be quick to do what others are doing. And if you're not accustomed to something, I know, like I said, many people use it for medicinal purposes and they know the quantities in which to make their tea or whatever they're making. And if the substance is not illegal, well, what can the law say, right? So we find that a lot of places across the world now, this is now legalized. One of the biggest adjustments I had to make mentally as a Jamaican is living in America and seeing almost on every corner of the area that I live, there is a weed shop. various names. Them of them Green Cross, because I guess a healing, I guess a medicine, because they've made it nowhere you can get marijuana by means of a card saying you need medical marijuana for whatever reasons, right? So, look at medical business over there going with marijuana. A Jamaican use it, plant it, grow it, will make tea for some people. Soak it in a rum, say grandmother. I don't care if she's the biggest Christian. Our herb, look here, she have our weed in our tobacco, and anybody have any little ailments, you come and get some of that with sap. With sap, right? With sap. Sap it. Sap it in, man. Yeah, man. Our herbal treatment that she have at the side of her bed put on for years, she not drink it. She doesn't smoke it. She's a Christian, she don't smoke. Many a grandmother, you will find that. So they have been using it for medicinal purposes long time before you have a card now to say medical marijuana. But I guess now it legalized and it big and braggadocious and it depends almost every corner, and I've never been in one. I've always been curious to know, because I heard people say there are many kind of products that they have been making with it, and I guess it might all be edibles or mostly edibles, so I don't know. I hear even cooking oil. Yes, my dear. The same dirty ganja where the Jamaican I get beaten and them weed out the field, burn down the field and imprison people and antagonize people and do all manner of things and pressure the country and all kind of things, the bigger guys in the world. I see marijuana now put a nice pretty dress now and pretty pants now and presentable now. So it's medical marijuana now, so it can brazen and bright and upon every corner now, Wow, how the world turns. But I eat that. Please, nobody gonna mess with no trouble when no trouble and everybody head can't take it. It's not everybody head can't take it. My brethren, them younger guys than me, but them give me a joke and them say, look here, man. Them say them did they play domino. And somebody that we know come up to them. So, like 4 or 6 guys around the table. Some were playing, some were watching. Because that's how it is. It's a regular pastime in Jamaica, if you're not familiar. Here comes one of them brethren now. Obviously was smoking him ganja. I don't know if he was licking the pipe or he was just smoking a joint. Or a spliff or a spliff or whatever you call it. So him walk up to them now and see them play domino and them said the man start laugh. The man said, Jello. The man never play domino naked. Now these men were fully clothed, okay? But him see them naked. It's not everybody head can manage it. Boil, steam, tea, smoke, pipe. Look here, don't run going to everything we see people are doing. To thine own self be true. Know your limit. And in all things. I know it's a herb, but it's a very potent herb, right? Because me interview people and talk about them things here now. Yeah man. Never smoke it yet, but me ask people because me curious. Me curious why so many of my people smoke it. And me just ask, me not judge, me just ask, come on and find out. I talked to an older gentleman and he said he had been smoking since he was 17. And he said he realized that if he had a lot of things on his mind and he smoked, then he could concentrate on one thing. So that was what he told me. Another person told me, said, like if you go to a show or you're listening to some music, you see if you smoke, the music just sounds nicer. Then I said, hold on there now. Then means I eat that because the music nice to me already. To me, I think I get understanding that it amplifies things, I guess your emotion and your feeling and whatever, it kind of amplifies it. But a lot of what I see is that you have a lot of young people smoking weed and them just like them in a zone all the time. Them sit down and them not do nothing. So the consensus to me, it seems as if you never start do nothing yet, nobody start smoke weed. Because you just have to do that better. I'm just saying, this is my observation after talking to some people and what I see. Yeah, because now you're super chill. And your head, according to what I heard, it tend to tell you, say, you're going to do this. You have a lot of moves that you're going to make, you know? But you're not nothing. You're not move. And I'm not endorsing you to smoke, because I don't smoke. I don't use substances. My problem is food. Because I always depend on a seafood diet. I have up the big rule and I'm doing good and I'm doing my cauliflower rice and this, that. And then Babs. My mother baked some apple tart or some scone and tell me about it. Or she make ambrosia. Mash up the whole plan. Cause once me chicken foot and white rice. Right? So hence that's my problem. So it might not be drugs, it might not be smoking or drinking or gambling, but if we don't take control of food, we can have an issue just the same. So the substances, try to stay away from them. And a lot of times it just leads to dependence. And then you have a problem. And as if life stresses you out, you use your substance even more. Because I guess it is the thing that takes you away or the thing that relaxes you or whatever. So if you become a person who like to use a substance, when you stress out, you find that you're going to use your substance more, and then you probably get dependent on it. You don't want to be dependent on something outside of yourself. Not unless a God you be dependent on, you understand? So me not endorse that, but to each his own. But this weed thing, boy, I see some drama going with some people when them smoke. The head, either them in Jamaica, them would say your head light, or I don't know, you just can't manage it. So to thine own self be true. You can't manage weed, leave it alone. So what you have to tell me about the weed story them now? I know you have some of them, you know. Don't be shy. I need to hear your comments. Come on, man, this is your space. Let's talk. Drop a comment. Let me hear what you say. And if you're Jamaican, I know you're going to have some stories. So let me know. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell. Keep forgetting to tell you that so you don't miss a video when I put it out. Let's chat. See you later.